Hi folks, I'm Brad Hibbard. I'm the Northeast distributor for Walker Filters. Walker Filters has certainly gained the attention of the racing industry in recent years. The team at Walker Filters is dedicated to improving their race line and developing new products for our industry. This is the Walker Classic Washable Filter. All of the washable filters have a cotton-based media for filtration. Filtering debris is the #1 job of any filter. Walker accomplishes this by using premium materials. Though many filters can do an adequate job of eliminating debris, a point of failure during competition is at the sealing surface. Walker accomplishes this with a raised lip that conforms to the irregularities in your base and your lid. Although the main function of the filter is eliminating debris, enhancing engine performance should not be ignored. And at Walker, it isn't. There's a couple of ways that Walker has found to enhance the performance of your engine through the filter. The first one is through capacity of the filter. There's a couple of different ways that a filter can have more or less capacity. The most obvious one is size. This being a 3-inch filter, this being a 5-inch filter, we have more capacity in the 5-inch filter than we have in the 3-inch filter. It's been perceived over the years that a larger filter allowed more air into your engine to perform better. That's not the way it really works. The fact is, the air goes to the closest vacuum source. So it pulls to the vacuum source. Depending on your lid and base, which we'll touch in another video about lids and bases, we're not going to talk about that today. But depending on your lid and base design, the filter may pull from the top, or may pull from the bottom, may pull from the center. But as that area plugs, the pull area will move. The filter does not begin to lose horsepower until it becomes 80% plugged. So, if we have this filter and this filter on the same engine, in the same efficient condition, they will perform exactly the same. The obvious way to increase capacity is with size. But there's another way to do it. Increasing the amount of pleats in the filter, which also increases the amount of filter material in the filter, that also increases the capacity for the filter to hold debris. Walker has gone to the maximum amount of pleats in their filter. Costs a little more to build it that way on their end, but they do that so that you can use a shorter filter and maintain the same amount of capacity. Now you go, well, why do I want a shorter filter? What's the big deal between the big filter and the short filter? First thing is the sight. A lot of drivers can't see over that air filter. They're having a hard time seeing the right front corner of the car. So as we lower the filter, they gain a little bit of vision. The next thing that we all talk about in racing is downforce. The higher that air filter gets up out of the hood, the less downforce you're going to have on the rear deck. It takes the air away. There's your difference between a short filter and a tall filter. Finally, on capacity, let me give you an explanation that made sense to me when it was explained to me. Let's think of it like a fuel cell. Here's a 3-inch filter. Let's call that a 15-gallon fuel cell. The 4-inch filter. Let's call that a 20-gallon fuel cell. A 5-inch filter. Let's call that a 25-gallon fuel cell. If we only need 10 gallons to run the race, the 15-gallon fuel cell is going to do us perfectly for the entire race and not drop any power. Also increasing the sight to our driver, downforce to the rear of the car. There you have capacity. This is a 3-inch Walker filter that was run on a 100-lap super late model on a dusty racetrack. We brought it back for testing after that race, and it dropped 1 horsepower on a crate engine. We also had a 4-inch competitor's filter on a crate car in that same evening of racing. We brought that back after 20-lap feature, and it had lost 4 horsepower. Capacity. The competitor's filters do not have the capacity of the Walker filters. When it comes to enhancing the performance of your engine through the air filter, we just talked about capacity. We've reviewed that. I think everybody's clear on that. There's another way that we can enhance the airflow to the carburetor and make the engine perform better by using the air filter. It's by straightening the air out to increase the air speed going to the carburetor. That is done with all Walker filters. It's done through the wire design on the outside versus the wire design on the inside. This is an engineered wire to increase airflow. A Walker filter will flow more air than no filter at all. Let me say that one more time. A Walker filter will flow more air than no filter at all. The first time Ben Walker made that comment to me, I questioned him immediately and called him out on it. We went to the flow bench. Now we're not talking about with bases and lids. That's a whole nother subject that we'll do at a later time. We're talking just the filter on the same base and lid on the flow bench. No filter at all, we pulled X amount of air. Competitor's filter on there, we pulled X amount of air minus, substantially. Walker filter, X amount of air plus. What's happening is the wire design straightens the air, increases the airspeed entering the carburetor. I'm glad I got to spend some time with you today and explain to you and inform you on the Walker Classic air filter system. In future episodes, we're going to show you how to take care of that filter with cleaning materials, oiling, proper pre-filters, introduce you to some of the other Walker products, the Low Pro system, the qualifying filter, and you never know, we might just sneak in a fan blade. Have a good day.